Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod. About that time, some wise men from eastern lands arrived in Jerusalem asking, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star as it arose, and we have come to worship him." King Herod was deeply disturbed when he heard this, as was everyone in Jerusalem. He called a meeting of the leading priests and teachers of religious law, and he asked, "Where is the Messiah supposed to be born?" "In Bethlehem in Judea," they said, "for this is what the prophet wrote. And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not least among the ruling cities of Judah, for a ruler will come from you who will be the shepherd for my people, Israel." That's Matthew chapter 2. Now, as we read that and we consider what's going on, like the birth of Jesus happens, these guys show up in the capital city of the nation, Jerusalem. And the whole city is stirred because they say they've come to worship the king. King Herod knew exactly what they were referencing, the promised Messiah. For he went right to the religious leaders and said, "Hey, what does God's word say about where he's going to be born?" And the leaders of the church, those spiritual leaders of the day, knew exactly what God's word said, shared the prophetic message with the king. All of them talked about it together, and no one did a thing. Isn't it amazing when you think about that? I mean, what Herod did was he told the wise men, "Go and find him. Come tell me if you find him and where he's at." But the religious leaders, the stir, the unrest that happened in Jerusalem, nobody went looking for him. The only one that went and looked for him was foreigners who had not even received that promise for themselves, although it impacted all of us, for sure. So as I contemplate that and I think about it, I want to challenge us today in our devotional. What is it that we know that God has said that we're not acting on? Let me say that again to you. What is it that we know that God has said and yet we are not acting on it? Let's make the move. Let's be obedient. Let's not just hear what God says, but let's do what he says. Let's be his church.